Now, my goodness, you do have the sun at the bottom of the deck with the Hierophant right behind that. And then you do have the Four of Swords, which means to me, you need to open up communication here, let everything come out, right? And with the Hierophant, definitely could be about commitment or needing to do something here in the traditional sense, all those wonderful things with the Hierophant, but then also learning lessons through the changes. So now the Fool being the overall, right? Needing to have faith in a situation, needing to jump on something here. I don't think it's about you being the Fool. And I don't think it's about taking a risk. I think it's about you really needing to do this time. Now, with the Eight of Pentacles as the past coming through, you're talking about you putting in a lot of hard work, especially towards healing here with the Star being in your environment. Putting in a lot of effort here, in not only that, but in terms of relationships too, because of the Two of Cups coming out on this. But, I look at this and I think it's going to be a lot of hard work here for you to be able to just say, you know what, fuck it, I'm just going to go for it. Now, with the King of Wands and the Star, this could definitely be, about healing issues with a person here, which is possible. Somebody restoring hope to you. But I see it as a good thing here, especially with the Two of Cups. Now, as far as your own energy, though, I also feel like with the King of Wands and the Star, it is definitely about you seeing bigger and better, right? Like I always say that with the Star. It's not just about healing, going with the flow and emotional balance. It's also about, you feeling like you deserve better, And you could definitely have somebody in front of you right now. Could be a fire sign here with the King of Wands, but I always see attraction with him. But as far as you go, this could be about you being a little bit more confident about your ability to go after, the bigger and better here with the Star. You've worked really hard to get to where you're at, and this is really about you taking a leap here on something new. Now, with the Three of Cups and the Two of Cups coming out, definitely this could be about the support system. The support system bringing a relationship to you. This could be about a better friendship here. Seeing eye to eye with a person, having a better relationship. Either way, it looks really good coming out. Now, with the Magician being your best path to follow, it's you need to make this happen. I mean, that's basically it, right? Take that leap, make it happen, manifest that cool ass shit. You can do this. Especially if you feel like you deserve better, But I do think that it's because of an attraction to somebody that may be in front of you, but I still see this as a good thing. I mean, all the way it looks really good. Now with the Four of Pentacles, as far as hopes and fears, I do see this as you kind of like withholding. I think that, you're okay with the stability that you have, especially in terms of how you feel about a person. It may be that you're withholding, the way that you feel. But then the fear would be that, this person isn't going to return the same, especially if you're the one taking a leap of faith here on a possible relationship with a person. But, like I've always said with the Two of Cups, right, it doesn't have to be romantic, but I mean, right, getting back together with somebody, having a better relationship, but you needing to make this happen, you needing to have faith in this and needing to see that, things can be healed, you can have better. But I still look at that Eight of Pentacles coming through, and I think a lot of hard work is going to have to be put into this. But, I still feel like you're going to have to make this happen, right? And then the Page of Swords, and this to me is about you. This is all about you and how you are reacting and how you are feeling about possibly connecting with someone here. Now, with the King of Cups, again, it could be a person around you, but it's also about, the emotions, having control over the way that you feel, right? But then also it is about taking the emotional distance here, not being overly attached, not being too involved, but it's also supportive energy, right? Especially with the Three of Cups being there. I think it's about you. I think it's about you withholding here with the Seven of Swords, not really discussing how you feel or how you're thinking because you need more information from this person specifically. I don't think that you're ready to open up. I think that, it's there. There's an opportunity here to make a connection, but you've worked really hard to get to a place where you feel like you've healed things, like I've said before, but then also being the bigger and better. But I think that you're not communicating. And I think it's because you're worried about, it being returned. Are they going to withhold the way that they feel? But that's going to be the case if you're doing the same thing, right? But I still think that the potential there is great. It's just about you taking a risk here and opening up and actually talking about how you feel. I don't think that this has to do with somebody continuing to manipulate you, because of the way I'm seeing it coming out here. I mean, definitely with the Seven of Swords and Pentacles, you can be talking about needing to do like a lot of hard work to get past, somebody not being forthright and honest. But I don't know, I see it more so as you withholding the communication of emotions and wanting to take a distance until right? But with the Three of Cups being there, I feel like that support is there. I do feel like that this is an opportunity to have, a better connection with someone for sure. And to heal some issues, which is possible. But all of it looks really good. I mean, other than the withholding of how you feel, how you think. But it's not bad. And then the Knight of Wands, yeah. So for those of you who are in a relationship, we'll start here. Express your love, right? Go ahead and make that gesture. And with the Knight of Wands, it's full of passion. It's fun. It's good. I see this as a good thing. I don't think it's an in and out. I think it's about being swept away in the passion, right? And expressing how you feel in a relationship. It looks good to me. And I do think that this is about excitement, needing to have a little bit more excitement and expressing that to the person that you're with. Now, for those of you who are single, love yourself first. You need to love yourself first, because you can't force something to happen with the Four of Swords. It's like there's an attempt to try to make something work. But, we hear it all the time. You have to love yourself first before anything. You can't force someone to love you, right? I just think that, for some of you, stop trying to make a situation with a person work if you don't feel comfortable with it, right? It's not like you're being put in an uncomfortable position, but the both of you clearly are not. It's not happening. You can't force something to happen, right? But I do think that for some of you, you need to take, that risk here. To me, it looks like this is an opportunity to have a better connection, no matter who we're talking about here. With the King of Wands being in the present moment with the Star, I think it's you seeing that you can have better in a relationship with someone that you are attracted to. You've had to do a lot of hard work to get to where you're at, definitely with the Eight of Pentacles. And like I said before, this could be about needing to put in a lot of hard work to heal issues with that Seven of Swords. But I think that that's about you. I think that that's about you withholding and not communicating, but only because you need to have some information first with that Page of Swords. I don't think that this is about you intentionally being dishonest about how you feel. I don't think that that's it. I think that there is a little bit of caution there, which I understand with the Four of Pentacles being hopes and fears. But, you're going to have to make something happen here. You're going to have to take a risk. You're going to have to take that risk and open up and say something, right? Especially if there is an attraction there. And I still see the support coming through for this with the Three of Cups, And I do think that for some of you, it's going to be because of people that, this relationship is open to you, if that makes sense. But all right, guys, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. And again, if you want the old Shadowscapes Tarot, just let me know in the comments. Say, I want that deck, and I'll make sure to put your name in for that.